Alright everyone, welcome back to Stormworks Build and Rescue, where it is pretty rainy. So we left off the last episode with a bit of a mess. So yeah, we ended up sinking this boat, and actually we sunk it twice somehow. I sank it once and capsized it the second time. Overall, wasn't a great start. So what I've done off screen is got us back to the stage we were at before we went and took that fateful mission that ended up capsizing us. So we're back here. We've got this dock, which I think is a fair enough little addition to the island, because it's only a dock really. It's just a pontoon, so it's not really an unfair start, I don't think. It just means we can tie up the boat rather than it floating away. So as you can see out there on the horizon, if we just zoom in, that boat is on fire. We haven't had great success with the fires because, well, last time I died of fire damage, well, burns I assume, and the boat flipped over. Unrelated incidents, but still not a great start. So what I'm thinking we might try today is to start to build our own little boat. Now, we don't have much money. We only have about 10,000, and because I've never really done this before, I don't actually know how much that'll get us. Yeah, we have 10,169, and then if we place a block, that costs like 2 each time. Interesting. Okay, so the current cost to launch this is £2, and then I think when you take it back into the workshop, we get it back, or $2, sorry. Now, we want this boat to be able to buy fuel, I think a wee tanker, that's what I want to do. Because I don't want to kind of focus on the rescue stuff, because I don't actually, do we start with everything? Oh, we do. So it's not like before where you had to research the stuff, it's just everything costs a bit more for that kind of stuff. So I think our first thing to do would be build a little tanker. Now there's all, I wonder how much microcontrollers are. Right, microcontrollers are £15 each, no matter how big or how much they do. So that's good. We can put a lot of stuff into them then, and then just call it day at that. Now, we want this boat to be able to hold enough fuel that it'll... Actually, let's just have a look here. We can't see much of the map, but is there anywhere near... Oh, we can see everything on the map. Is that supposed to happen? Strange. Where's our house? Our house is here, isn't it? Yeah, okay, that's good actually, because it means we can get stuff from here eventually, so we can take freight, and we're very close to the hospitals as well. Now that, I think, is the boat on fire, maybe? Not sure. Now, issue is, the nearest sell point for crude oil is all the way up there, so it's very, very, very far away, and that is the fishing village. So that's actually only buying diesel. So where do we get crude oil? We can sell jet fuel there. I think we need to sell the crude oil to the refinery, which is here. Right, okay. So we sell them the crude oil for 50p a litre, and then buy back the diesel and the jet fuel. Diesel for £1 a litre, and jet fuel for $4, not pounds. So we need to be making quite a significant amount of trips. Actually, how much is the diesel if we're selling it to that place? So we can buy diesel for £1, and then if we go up to here, they buy it for £7.10. Okay, that's definitely worth it. Key to a good weight bearing boat, I'd say, is a fairly flat bottom hull with just a big tank basically. So I'll start off with this, and then we'll kind of make a shape out of it. I wonder, should I do it deck down? So you do the deck, like the waterline first. I occasionally do this. No, actually we'll not do that either. We'll do the shape of the bow first. Now the bow is going to be not overly pointy, but just so that we can take advantage of the most amount of internal space as we can. So how much of them can we place? Right, no, we can't do that. We don't really need too much maneuverability either, so we don't need to worry about it being pointy, so it kind of drives a bit better. Let's just turn that round, and bring it out to about there then. Then we will get these. Alright, our money is going down alarmingly quick. Hopefully we can make something nice. Get that in there, and then we'll do maybe one of them. Yeah, one of them, and then we'll do one of them with a 1x4 pyramid. Like so. Nope, not like that. Maybe I should take... Is that too flat at the front, maybe? Some would argue that it is. I'll add... How far can we go with that actually? Right, that far. That'll do. And then maybe curve it back even more with one of these. Right, nice. So, I'll keep building up on this and I'll see you in a second, I suppose. Got ourselves a nice enough bow, I suppose. And then we'll fill up all this in the middle, obviously. And then I'm sort of just deciding whether to do 2 engines or 1 engine. Sort of thinking 1 engine because it's obviously more fuel efficient, and then just have a central prop and keep it simple. Now, it might be a bit slower and it might be a bit less maneuverable and stuff, but I think that's probably the best way to go. So, what I'm going to do is start on the rudder. Interesting about career mode, because you have to think about when you're kind of spent money you don't need to. Something like that there has just saved half the weight and half the cost, because you're only using one of them and they're £2 each, but you would need 2 of these and they're £2 each, so you're saving half the cost, which is something I just realised and I quite like the idea of. So for places like this where there's kind of a restricted amount of space, then you can fill it with these ones, and then you're saving all your space that you would be otherwise wasting, kind of. Just a wee interesting thing. And then deleting the ones that aren't actually being used as well also helps. So yeah, that's fun. Anyway, I'll get back to building. Obviously I know this isn't going to float yet, but it's just to see what kind of size it is. It's not too big. It's wide though, which is good. So it'll be stable and it'll hopefully hold a good bit of weight. So we've got the basic shape of the ship now, and we've got the back of it as well. So I'm not overly happy with this, but it'll do for now, and then we can kind of modify it if we need to. So now we need to decide what the water line is going to be. I think somewhere about here. So actually we might do that by marking it with paint. So if we have what colour scheme should we go for? Well, suppose we go with our channel colours if I can remember them. No, I can't remember them. I just try and get a close replica to them. Now there is a chance that purple isn't an ideal colour for a boat, but I think the orange could be good because we're a tanker, so like it'll make it stand out. So if we do, let's do it from the back actually, just because sometimes it's easier to work out a water line from the back of a boat, and you can kind of line it up with the one you have at the front. Not overly happy with how this turned out because, well, it's a bit weird looking, so I might cut the ship, move it back one block, and then we can get that to a point, but it's not a priority at the moment. So just fill all these ones in here, and there, and there, and there, and there, and then there, there, and there, but we can get the bottom of that in a second. So what color underneath then? Do we have a white line and then kind of like a grey color underneath maybe? Maybe grey with a hint of purple actually. Should do alright. It's not a perfect match to the channel's colours, but it'll do. It's a bit early to be painting, but it's just so we can see what's going on. God, that looks really weird actually. Okay, so that's up for debate, but at least now we know where the water line is. And we can kind of work around that then. So let's just get that across there. I'll keep, you know, I will paint all this now because that way we can just replace that colour when we need to. If we need to, if we decide we don't like that colour, which I guess we probably will at some point. Not liking this colour scheme, but at least we've got a colour scheme. It's more than can be said for other boats, I suppose. We do want a wee bit of protection around the deck, so I think we'll do deck level is here. Obviously we could have multiple levels on the deck, so that's a possibility as well. Yeah, actually we will do that because we need a crew area, because we're going to be on this boat taking it very, very far away most of the time probably, because it's, well, it's not too far, but it's about 10 kilometers, so it's not a quick journey. So where's our center of mass? Actually, you know what we'll do? We'll get our engine first, make a wee mount for that, and then we can put that there. And we will need space for clutch actually, won't we? Right, so we'll move that all back by one. Nope, that was wrong. Like that. And we will add our clutch and then remove that pipe there. Oh, that's outside actually. Will that seal? Hope so, but I don't think it does. So we might need to rethink that for us to seal. Let's just give it a test. If it doesn't work, then we can just move it. Oh, we haven't got no clip. It's fair enough. It does seem to be sealing it actually. As surprising to me as that is. There is a clear gap there, which is sort of annoying, but that's only a looks thing. So the hitbox for it is still enough to seal, which I suppose is alright. Coolant, we're going to have water coolant, because I think these are fairly dear. Yeah, 200 each. And that's slightly more than I'd like to pay for cooling when we can get it cooled by the sea. So lift that back up and point down downwards. How much was the engine actually? Small engine is 100, that's 200, and that one's... they're the same price. That's interesting. It's just that one's way, way heavier. That one has a power output of 60,000 and that one has 200,000, but it's nearly like quadruple the weight. So we'll stick with this one for now, and then also what I'm thinking is have a secondary little generator that also then can act as a backup engine. So we'll have a clutch. Actually no, we'll need to move it back then if we do that. We'll move all this back and we'll have a pipe, a T-pipe, and then we'll have the gearbox come off that. And actually we can lower it down then and just saves blocks, keeps the mass lower as well. And then a clutch, and then the engine. And we'll need to move that back as well actually. That's not tall enough. Right, why is that? I know, it's because this isn't at the right level. As much as I want this to look good, I also not fond of the idea of taking up resources when we don't need to use them, because then it's just costing us more to build, which isn't great. Right, we're down. Oh my god, we're down to 2,000. Sugar. We might need to do a few missions with that other boat then, as much as I don't like it. Right, well, we'll keep building on with this, and then we'll do a mission in a minute. So I'll wire this all in, and I suppose I'll see when that's done. So we have a funnel now. Obviously it's not designed any more detail than it needs to be at the moment, but what I'm thinking is to have our center of gravity a bit more towards the middle, because we don't have as much buoyancy at the back. So we're going to keep this area kind of clear and just have like mirroring stuff there, and then mirroring stuff at the front as well, obviously. But then we'll have the wheelhouse kind of here, with underneath it then a cabin, and the cabin will then bring you down so you can look underneath to get to the engine. It's not going to look great, but it'll work quite well, I think. We're then going to have a bulkhead here, I think. That'll be for the tanks. So obviously the tanks are the most important part. So if this whole area here is a tank, maybe. Can we have fluid spawners? That's the thing. We can. Oh, that's interesting. Can we spawn it full? Let's see. Okay, it's not full because probably not allowed in career mode, but how much does the fuel weigh? I'll have a look at that online. Okay, so from what I can see on internet, each cube of fuel, so each of these cubes, weighs 1.5-ish mass. So what we need to do is find something that weighs 2 mass for one block. Or should we just do it with 1? Is there anything that weighs 1.5? I don't think there is. Okay, we'll just do it with 1 then. Unless these, no, they're not really accurate either. Okay, we'll just do it with blocks. Actually, I'll save it first, and then we can see how much it weighs. So I'm just saving it so that we don't have to delete all this stuff after. So that is now full. Let's see how well it floats now. Okay, interestingly enough, I can't spawn that because it's got tons and tons of blocks in it. So that makes perfect sense. Also, I've just realised then, if we can't spawn that, we've only got 1,000 left to do the rest of this. So I think it is time, as much as I don't want to do it, we have to use the other boat. We simply do not have a choice. We have to use this other boat that has this other trailer that we can't even use. Is that boat over there the boat that we're supposed to be looking for? That's the question. I want that to switch on. There we go. Okay, we'll keep the throttle off just a second, and we'll untie. Let's stick her in reverse, get our navigation lights on. And we should start to move backwards soon enough. There we go. Do a bit of a 3-point turn. Slowly back up to that wall, and off we go. Now, hopefully this is the boat that we're looking for. If it's not, then we're gonna look a bit stupid, but yeah, it has to be like I think that's just the. Oh, that's when the signal is. No, that's the center of the circle. Okay, so it's just within that signal then. Does this have a signal thing? It doesn't. Does it? It doesn't. Right, okay. How do I get back there without falling off again? That was very close, and this has made me want to save actually. So we're just going to quickly save that so I don't die. Well, I could still die, I just don't want to lose everything we die. Okay, so we're nearly here. We look to have a few people on board that we need to help. It's a bit of a bigger boat than the last one. It looks like a ferry actually. And it's badly on fire. And we're going way too fast. Okay. Let's slow ourselves down there. I'm just thinking I should have added a fire chute to this actually. That would have been a smart idea. So, that is hopefully now at 0. Yes, so the boat shouldn't run away. Actually, we'll get these. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Q. And we'll put these guys in. Jeepers. We'll put these guys in seats first. And that way they're all good. Even if we can't put out the fire, we still have these guys. I don't know if we'll get paid or not, but... And we'll take a few of them with us. Let's stick them there. Oh, and I fell in. Brilliant. How do we get on? There we go. This is a nice boat. I've seen this in the workshop. It's quite nice. Any fire shoots? Just thermal clothing. Right. Okay, that's not too difficult. Light doesn't work. What about up here? Any sort of health and safety stuff? Deck speaker, spray. Oh, it has its own water gallon. That of course doesn't work because this is a dead ship. Right. What's in here? Toilet. Okay. Someone just casually standing mid-flame. Okay, follow me, run, run, run. Why would you stay out there? That's my question. Both here? All here? Yes, good. That guy's fairly unwell, it has to be said. There we go. Right. Sit yourself down there, make yourself comfortable. As comfortable as you can be on the rib of on a tube of a rib. No. You'd think the big thunderstorm would be helping us a bit. Why not? My worry is that we need to get to the engine room. To get to the worst of the fire. Is that the door? It looks like it. Emergency battery. I wonder will that do anything for these. It could just be that the ship is completely unusable because of the mission. Yeah. Looks like it. So, we need to go in there, I think. Oh my, no, this isn't good. It didn't mean to do that. Extinguish. Indeed engine bay. Not overly realistic, but it's nice and compact and everything's in the right place and it looks good. Oh my god. We did it. We actually extinguished the fire without being killed. I know that's sort of like not a good thing that that's the first time that's happened, but that's an achievement if you ask me. Now, I think we just leave this ship here. I can't see any other people needing rescued. Is there any... There's like a big void in there that I can't seem to get to. So, I'll just assume there's no one there. No one in these seats. Toggle button doesn't work. Is that another wee cupboard or something? Yep. Yeah, I like this boat, I have to say. It's now just kind of like a navigational hazard, but that's not really our problem, I don't think. Can I get on? Yes, there we go. I'm going to save it there again, because I don't want to risk having to come back to this point. Or, I don't want to risk not being able to come back to this point if we can't make it to the hospital. Do we take these guys to the hospital? Like, I can't see a... Can't see a waypoint for it. Extinguish fire and rescue 4 casualties in the ocean to a hospital. Okay. Do we have 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. I'll reverse back from that boat because I don't want to crash into it. That over there is the hospital. Yes, it is. Okay, that's good. Now, this is the bit that gets boring because you have to drive for ages and ages. I like that mast as well, it's nice. Okay, I'm just admiring the casualty boat. So, off we go. Look how fast this boat is. Is there speedo? Doesn't appear to be a speedometer, which is a bit annoying. Because it'd be interesting to know how fast this is, and then I could kind of compared to my own boat, or compared to what I want my own boat to go. Because this boat's, it's fast enough, but it is a bit slower than I would still want it. Get a quick screenshot. Let's bring them, have spotlights on, not that it really helps at this distance, but try and get them to the jetty on this side. I think there's 2 jetties, there's one on this side and then one on the other side, so if we can get them to either that one or that one, then we can get them there a bit quicker. So where is the jetty? I'll just come in nowhere, I think. Oh, there it is. Handy bit of lighting. I'll look through the binoculars, see if we can see anything. We need to get night vision binoculars, that'll be good. Just put them on my boat. We're very close to the coast, so I'll just slow down a wee bit. Don't really want to break the boat. Oh, there it is. Dead ahead of us. That's good. So we'll just creep our way in here. Slowly but surely. Now, we can't tie the boat up here, that's the thing. Because there's no rope anchors. Okay, so pick this person up and set them on shore. There. And you, and finally that person. Follow me, follow me, follow me, thank you all. And we'll get them to hospital. Ah, we're nice and close to the hospital, that's good. All following nicely, yes, good. Let's get these guys inside and then hopefully we will get paid. 2,000, 2,000, and where's the last one? Is that all 4 of them? 1, 2. Oh, there we go. Is that us? Hooray! First mission complete. Right, here we are. Home sweet home. The boat blinding me with its lights. And probably ruining the whole quality of the recording, but... Oh, I'm stuck on the water now. Yeah, we're home. That's the main thing. So, we're home and we have our money and we have everything. Just gonna turn off all the lights so we don't waste our battery. And then we will go up and see what money we have now. So we did have 10,169, I think. And we now have... Ta-da! Wait, what? 12? Oh, that's without... That's because that boat takes up all the money. Oh, what? I thought that was per person. Oh, 21,000. That's more like it. So, we now have 21,000, leaving us with 12,000 when we spawn this boat in. But what I need to be careful of, I realised, is that when we spawn this boat in, we still need to fill it with diesel and bring it to the place to sell it. So, yeah, we need to think of that a bit better. So, if we are doing it, what do we need? I'm not even sure I like this design. Because it's already up at 8 grand it's costing us. 8 or 9 grand. And it's not even like halfway done. We need to build a wheelhouse of some description first. Doesn't need to be anything fancy, just needs to be there. So we will have a door on one side, obviously we need to get in, and we will have a window on the other side. Now, what kind of equipment is there over at the other place? I'm just thinking, what do we need to be able to pump oil? Like when we get there, what do we need to purchase it? Because that will definitely determine how we spend our money and what we spend it on. They are 6 in weight and £10 each, and they are 4. Okay, they're way lighter, so we'll take them. We'll do the narrow ones actually, even though they're the same weight, just to make it kind of possibly better looking. And then a wee back one here. Visibility currently isn't great, I'd say. but we're going to have then another one of them bigger ones at the back so we can look out the back and see where we're going. So that's fairly essential, not that we can do much with it in Stormworks. Then what we need is a roof, block up on the roof, that way we can put instruments in the ceiling, that kind of area, and then we can do this and this to make ourselves a nice little roof. Lovely. So in the roof then, actually you know what, we'll do the wheel first. That's the most important part. And it's going to be what controls everything, obviously. Good God, that looks ridiculous. We'll need a button. Actually, we don't need a button to start. We need a speedometer and a compass and stuff. Compass actually is probably going to be very important now because we can't use a map. So a compass, a dial for our speed. Depth isn't too important, so we can leave that out. My goodness, we can leave that out for now. And a clock so that we know how long we have until we can get home. Then we need a fuel display, and we'll need as well then a tank display. We'll do, we'll do everything for the tanks outside so that they're all kind of in one place, and we can sort of manage everything to do with the actual big tanks that we have underneath. We can do from there. Then we need a bedroom. Now, do we have a wee kind of cubby hole in there here, or do we have something a bit more fancy now that we have a bit more money to spend on it? We do need a bed though, because beds are fairly important for getting, like, passing from day to night, and then also to get us more missions as well. Right, and we'll have a hatch then, these ones, and then if it folds down that way we can stand on it to get back up. Right, okay, perfect. Actually, this could be our engine room access as well while we're in the area. How much are they? £5 each. That's actually cheaper than putting blocks in, isn't it? Usually I would take a gap in between, but it actually costs more to do that, which is kind of crazy. Right, so should we have some sort of wall between the engine and our bed? Nah. I suppose it won't be running when we're in bed. What else do we need down here then? We need a bed, and we need all our gear actually as well. So Arctic clothing probably isn't too important for down here where we are, but it will become important if we ever go to the Arctic, and at night time as well actually. A little heater will also be important, keep us warm at night. So we'll just have a button for that. How much are buttons actually? £10 each, okay. So we'll have a button for that, and we'll have then firefighting clothing. Should we have that in a more accessible place? That's the question. Clothing and stuff up here, so it's easier to get to in an emergency, which is probably the only time we'll need it. So we'll have firefighter gear here and Arctic gear. Obviously we don't need a radio because there's no one else to talk to. First aid kits, we'll take a few of them. That way we can repair ourselves and then anyone else we come across. Flares so that we can light up big areas when we need to. And then we'll take flare gun ammo as well. And then obviously none of that would be any use without a flare gun. We have 2 medium batteries, one for starting the engine and one for one for powering all the domestic stuff. So our lights and all that kind of stuff. This void in here might be good for our personal fuel tank. So I want to keep our fuel tank separate from the main tank, so that way we can carry crude oil or jet fuel, and we'll still have our diesel for the boat. So just drag that all the way along to the bottom, and then get a pipe. That, and then we'll do a pipe in between them, just because they take up less space and it means we can get more diesel in, theoretically. Don't actually know if that's gonna work, but worth a shot. That needs to go in between. Actually, we need to change something. We need to change this one down here to, why is that not moving? There we go. And then we need just a wee pipe bridging the gap in here. This will be our diesel tank then. So it'll need a input, and actually, you know what, we'll put that raised on deck so it's just nicer looking. And then also we can carry more as well. We need a fluid meter, so that'll tell us how much is inside the tank. Other tank will need one of them as well, so we'll get one in there.